I'm Rachel. And I'm Jenny. And we are here interviewing Maria and Rich. So why don't you guys tell us about your backgrounds?
Okay. My name is Rich Robinson, program coordinator here at the Arts Council of Princeton. I'm a Philadelphia native. My art background is music. I play hand percussion from a lot of different places, including Africa and as well as the Caribbean. And basically, I love this building. I love my coworkers, everybody that's working in and out of the community here in the Princeton area to bring art and culture to people in places that basically don't get it a lot. But definitely that's what we.
And I've been on the staff here for close to 17 years, old as you guys probably. I started when the building was not this building, it was the original building here in Princeton, and my husband had just been hired by the university, and I used to walk around town and say, what the heck am I going to do here? And I kind of found my way because I've always been an artist. My degrees are in arts. I've just grown up that way. Just if I see a blank space, I usually fill it. And this was a very welcoming staff and organization, and that's why I've been here so long, because I got really comfortable.
So, could you describe the mission of the Arts Council of Princeton?
Sure. Our mission statement is building community through the arts, and so we basically live that every day. Around us in the gallery, these are people from our community. It's a perfect example of us being here and offering them a space to exhibit their art. Our classes, you don't have to be a member to have a class here. I think Rich can speak a little about the music and the programming that addresses that as well.
Some of the live performing arts that we do are local-based artists or musicians that are here. So we have stuff that happens at the Princeton Shopping Center. And currently, right now, like as we're doing this interview, there's I think her name is Olive Joseph, and she's a teacher or staff member at the high school, and she's going to sing for us later on. So we try to keep a lot of the musicians and performing artists basically Princeton native or folks who transplanted in.
Let's speak to the program. What are the problems in which you choose programs?
The process in terms of choosing a program, Maria, myself, and our executive director, Jeff Nathanson, will sit down, and plus some more our board members will sit down, and we'll just look at what we want to present throughout the year or during the end of the month. We'll pick, basically a program that we all, think that the community would like to have. So like today is Martin Luther King Day of Service and Equality. So today we're going to have a voting booth. We're going to have, again, a performance by Olive Joseph, as well as community service teenagers from the high school come by and do all basically all our activities for us. So definitely we try to keep everybody, in it, basically.
So discover real life moment that inspires you.
So as an artist, I was in the 4th or 5th grade, and I just remember people saying to me, boy, you can really draw that so much better than you can write it. And I think that was an inspiring moment. Richard?
For me, it was my high school art teacher. I'm not really a good graphic artist, but she happened to be the drama coach as well as dealing with other multidisciplinary arts. And she definitely would expose those members in the class to different genres of art, from dance to music to theater. So we definitely had that. I had that opportunity in high school, and I can remember as a little kid, me and my grandfather sitting together or doing something, some type of musical activity together, he was really into doo-wop music, so we would go back and forth and sing. And then I had the opportunity going back to high school to tour in London with some young jazz musicians that were moving forward in their career. So that was definitely an inspiring moment because it was me as an artist, traveling and seeing what different cultures are about and different parts of the world, actually about. So it came early and later for me in high school. So
I just wanted to let you guys know that we all met in acting class. So, of course, we love the performing arts. Jenny is a really good singer, and I love everything art, like everything. and these two could definitely tell me that, right?
Yeah.
You guys.
We have an annual community play here that we started probably about just a couple years after this building opened, and every single year it's been put on. We outgrew our theater upstairs, but all of the actors are all from town, and they audition, and they now do it at Stewart because they need a bigger theater. So that's really fun.
I think community theater is really important, and it's fun, and we both go to community.
Yeah.
It's really good. So Emerson once said that every artist was once an amateur. So how would you nurture the beginning artist?
Well, I think for me, because I run the shows in the gallery, and one thing that we make a point of doing is including emerging artists. And we will often pair emerging artists with more established artists. It helps them get into the business of having a show. It helps them kind of get their work together as far as electronically, creating an artist statement, maybe helping them get a website going. So often, I think a more established artist will influence and guide a more emerging artist, and that happens on many different levels in this building. Would you say, Richard?
and the same thing with the musicians or live performing artists. It's the exact same thing. One thing that I do stress is that you always stay a student. No matter how old or how far in your career, you're always a student, you're always learning. There's no boundary around that. And you can always add more as a student as opposed to being saying you're the teacher. Sometimes teachers, being a student, we learn more, and you have to. And always reach out to other, I try my best to reach out to other younger artists and definitely guide them through their careers or, like Maria said, websites, definitely getting with press releases or any type of way of helping them, push their career forward. So that's one.
That's a good point, Richard. And I think when I'm in a classroom situation and I see a student approach a project in a different way, if it looks great, I'm like, wow, you just taught me something. So I think that's really important that you never do stop learning. Always learn something new.
Besides the performers and the artists, what do you look for when you hire someone or have someone as an intern here?
Well, that's a good question. I think we like to get people that are kind of self-starters. We also like to have people that do have a bit of creativity, although that's not a requirement. I think creativity can be kind of contagious. So we have so many volunteers. We've had the most excellent volunteers. We've been so lucky, and a lot of the younger people will go on to these amazing schools, and they'll come back to visit, and they've got bigger and better credentials than I'll ever have. So it's great to see that.
And then one thing that we look like or do is we basically try to get people who will always come back and love our space and love us as community members and keep fostering that. Other should say that's the one thing that we love the most. Out of an artist is definitely community based and keeping that community drive.
Last year we had an amazing intern, and we liked her so much that she's now on staff, and we're so thankful about that.
So what is your artistic outlook on life?
What is that?
Your artistic outlook.
Our artistic outlook on life? What's your artistic outlook on life?
Just basically traveling and exploring different things and different people, and especially even from food to music to communities, different different house styles, different types of way people talk, different languages and stuff like that. So just being an explorer, like Indiana Jones, or those different people who want to explore life, and push the boundaries of it.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree with that. diversity, I think, to me, would mean that we try to get as many different kinds of art through the door. And there's painters, there's encaustic artists, there's pastel artists, there's people who use graphite, there's performing arts. I think the arts in and of themselves are very diverse. You can have a lot of crossover or interlap. There's the people that star in the community play, and they come here every Monday night and do these amazing drawings in our life drawing class. So I think that's what I would agree on. Yeah. And I think it's everywhere too, all day long, all day long. You look and find art everywhere.
So we are in a very beautiful room here, the gallery room. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the art that's being displayed here today?
Maria.
Sure. I manage the gallery. So behind us is a painter who lives here in town, and his name is Ryan Lilienthal. And this painter here on this end and this end is a gentleman from Lambertville. His name is Robert Beck. And the woman on the far wall, her name is Debbie Pizarreta. And as you can see, this show is called Close to Home. And the running theme through this show are painters who kind of literally paint their own backyards. Like they paint their everyday life. Ryan lives where the Tree Streets are, which is down on the eastern end of Nassau Street. So behind you can see Small Bowl Coffee, the one on Nassau Street, and Hoagie Haven is down here on the end. And Nassau Seafood is right here behind me. So again, they are just glimpses of our own community. So we're very, very fortunate to live in a place where so many talented people live. It sometimes makes our job that much easier.
So why don't you tell us about the parklet?
Sure. The Princeton Parklet was a new project last year that was initiated by the municipality of Princeton. Mayor Lambert came to us, and she had been out in San Francisco and saw these parklets. And a parklet is literally that. It's a park that's built in a parking space, and it pops up all over town, and then it goes away. And so she asked if we would be interested in creating one. So I got a team together of an architect, a builder, a landscape artist, and myself, and then the business owner went in front of Small Bowl Coffee, and we put it up during reunion weekend, which was May 27th, and it stayed up until October 5th, and those parking meters were always green, even with no cars in it, because people were just popping quarters in it, because they loved it. They wanted to support it. It was always busy. We had people that were doing impromptu singing acts in there. They were reciting poetry. They were eating their lunch. They were hanging out at night. So we are going to continue with that, and it will be up on our website soon, is how to apply for the next one.
So, speaking of Princeton, you guys have a huge art festival called Communiversity.
Yeah.
So, do you want to elaborate on what Communiversity is?
It's a big endeavor.
Yeah, we've started organizing it already because it's such a big job. It started out years ago with our founding director, Ann Reeves, and she called it the Art People's Party. And it was literally maybe 25 or 50 people that gathered up on Nassau Street and invited some people to make art. They did pottery. I wasn't here for it, but that's how it started. Then it became Communiversity, and we pair with the university, and lots of vendors will put in all their applications, and we have over 40,000 people now that attend, and it's one of the biggest art fests in central New Jersey. So it's a lot of fun. It's also a lot of work, but we love it. It always comes off beautifully, and it's April 17th this year, which is a Sunday.
Besides the university, what else do you have on your calendar for 2016?
In terms of the performing arts, we have Grammy-nominated Miguel Leon coming in. He's a saxophone player, he plays jazz. So fortunately, he was going to play February the 16th, but he's in the Grammy, so he had to postpone his event to the 17th. So when he comes in, it's going to be packed. We have another performing artist coming in. Her name is Sarah Donner. That's February 19th. She will be here for an event called Cab Cab, which is like a cabaret style event. And then we have one more event for that weekend, February 20th. Minister Carter, he's coming in to do some uplifting songs from basically dealing with the history of African American music. So that should be really, really fun. So that's what we have. Yeah. So that's what we have so far in February. Soon we'll have our listings out of the current events that we have post February 20th.
And as far as the visual arts are concerned, we will have a new artist in residence named Diana Waymar, and she is going to open her residency on March 5th, and she'll be in here in a textile show with 5 other artists, and then she is beginning a community-wide needlepoint sewing project. And she has made these 8.5 by 11 what look like notebook pages, but they're fabric. And she's going to pass those out as kits with embroidery thread, a needle, and a hoop. And everyone will embroider some of their memories of growing up here. And then she's going to assemble all those pieces, and it will hang out at the municipal building as part of a public art project. So that's exciting. Yeah.
So anything else you want to say to the public who's watching?
I would just say stay tuned to our website. We always have new and exciting things coming up. Of course, University will be first up in the spring. And then Richard has a great lineup planned for the concerts at the shopping center because we have a space there. So we have summer camp coming up. We have Paul Robeson's birthday. So I don't know. I think it would safe to say that we're always doing something, right, Richard?
Yeah, and we have a Facebook page. So befriend us on the Facebook